Security Now Illustrated by AskMisterWizard.com, illustrating concepts, mechanisms, and algorithms from the amazing Security Now podcast by Steve Gibson and Leo LaPorte. This is episode 10, Open, Unencrypted Wi-Fi. To set the scene for this series of clips on open Wi-Fi access points, let this image represent the worldwide internet with areas of special interest broken out. At one end, we have our office, loaded with computing resources and attached to the internet. At the opposite end, we have our home, with a little Wi-Fi LAN and some personal computers. Across town, our local coffee shop offers free Wi-Fi access to several patrons at a time. Somewhere out on the internet is our bank, with its powerful, always-on banking computer, and somewhere else out on the internet, an internet-based enterprise is offering web or other services. Now, with all of that in mind, please listen to Steve's dialogue revealing risks and solutions arising from use of open or unencrypted Wi-Fi access points in our homes and out on the road.
A wireless system is like an internet hub, in as much as anybody who has access to who's within range and has access to the radio signals is able to see all of the traffic going to and from. There are, in internet technology, there's this notion of a hub versus a switch, where the difference is a switch actually looks at the data coming in and routes it back to or out to the destination where it's going to. So if one person is like sniffing all the traffic on their wire, they'll only see their traffic going to and from the switch, because the switch sends other people's traffic down their connections. Whereas with a hub, you essentially you're rebroadcasting everything that the hub receives. Well, similarly, a wireless access point that is running open is working like a hub, in as much as anyone sniffing the traffic that they're able to receive sees everything coming and going. And because it's an open access point that is not encrypted, it's in the clear.
Leo interrupted with a simple and profound summary. If you're not encrypting, anybody that wants to can see what you're doing.
Well, yes. And in terms of what the person's doing, for example, email, unless special actions and measures are taken, email is transmitted as pure raw text in the clear. So, for example, somebody running a packet sniffer, which are freely available for download on the internet, Ethereal is my favorite packet sniffer. Anyone sitting with a wireless machine running Ethereal will see all the traffic going to and from everyone's machine that is within range. For example, email, unless special actions and measures are taken, email is transmitted as pure raw text. Much of the email logon, called POP, is just in the clear. So you'll see usernames and passwords going out. You'll see mail that they're sending and mail that they're receiving. I mean, it really is completely insecure. Unless you take special measures, it's very difficult to protect this by default in an open access point.
By gentleman's agreement, the manufacturers of consumer-grade Wi-Fi adapters have removed device driver support for the special promiscuous mode needed by Wireshark in order to see traffic addressed to others. Adapters that support promiscuous mode are generally more expensive, but they can be legally purchased by anybody that's interested. Leo observed that when he sets up Wi-Fi at home, he always activates encryption. He uses WEP when the equipment won't support anything better, and he uses WPA whenever possible. He asked, "That protects me, doesn't it?"
Well, sort of. One of the things I want to talk about soon, maybe we can do it next week, is to follow on with this talk about open versus closed by talking about different types of closed or encrypted connections, because it really matters what type of encryption you use. I think what happens is oftentimes people, bring their wireless gear home, they plug it in, they think, oh, well, I'll worry about all that encryption stuff later. I just want to make sure this thing works and see if it goes. And, they plug it in, they connect up, everything's working, and it's like, oh, well, I'll do that tomorrow or next week or whenever.
And I don't blame them,
never get around to locking their access point down.
The original audio-only version of this podcast can be found on the Gibson Research Corporation site at grc.com/securitynow. This clip illustrates some of the highlights from that show. This video clip comes from a large collection of related clips. All are indexed and easy to find at www.askmisterwizard.com, along with related items, text articles, illustrations, and forums. Please visit us today. We appreciate your support. Thank you.